The story of the prince and the pauper is a timeless tale that teaches valuable lessons about love, personal growth, and virtue. The story typically centers around two characters, a prince and a pauper, who, through an unexpected twist of fate, switch places. The prince, who is used to a life of luxury, and the pauper, who lives in poverty, experience each other's lives, learning profound lessons about compassion, justice, and the importance of character over material wealth. The story. In a kingdom, there is a prince who is born into royalty. He has wealth, power, and all the comforts that come with being a ruler, but he lacks true understanding of the lives of ordinary people. Despite his status, the prince feels a sense of emptiness as he does not truly connect with others and often wonders what life is like for those who are not royalty. One day he encounters a pauper, a poor, humble boy who lives in the streets. This boy, despite his poverty, possesses wisdom, kindness, and a deep understanding of life. The pauper has a heart full of compassion for others and lives with a sense of purpose, even though he has very little material wealth. Due to an unexpected turn of events, the prince and the pauper switch places. The prince experiences the hardships of the common people. He faces hunger, poverty, and the struggles of everyday life. Meanwhile, the pauper enters the palace and is surrounded by luxury, yet finds himself trapped by the expectations and responsibilities of royal life. The key lessons. Through this exchange, both characters learn valuable lessons. The prince discovers that wealth and power are not the most important things in life. He realizes that true fulfillment comes from kindness, understanding, and compassion for others. His time as a pauper opens his eyes to the struggles of the less fortunate, teaching him to be more empathetic and humble. The pauper, in the role of the prince, learns that being a ruler is not as simple as it may seem. Although he is surrounded by luxury, he quickly discovers the weight of leadership, the burden of making decisions, and the complexities of ruling a kingdom. Despite his humble beginnings, the pauper learns that good leadership is rooted in justice, fairness, and selflessness. The conclusion. In the end, both the prince and the pauper return to their original roles. But they have grown and changed. The prince becomes a more thoughtful and compassionate ruler, while the pauper gains wisdom and a deeper understanding of the responsibilities that come with power. The story concludes with the message that true worth is not defined by one's social status or material wealth, but by one's character, actions, and the way one treats others. This story teaches the importance of empathy, respect, and the value of kindness, reminding us that no matter our status in life, we all share a common humanity, and it is our actions and integrity that define us. The story of the boy whose parents didn't love each other. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a young boy who grew up in a home where love was absent. His father and mother, though married, had no affection for each other. Their relationship was strained, filled with bitterness, anger, and misunderstanding. This lack of love created a tense atmosphere in the household, which affected everything, from the food they ate to the way they communicated. The boy, who was still young, didn't fully understand what was happening. However, he could sense the coldness between his parents, the silence at the dinner table, and the harsh words spoken behind closed doors. He grew up feeling neglected and alone. No one ever told him that he was loved or valued. His parents' emotional distance left him yearning for affection and attention. As time went on, the boy began to internalize the emotional turmoil around him. He would often seek comfort from other family members or even strangers, trying to find the warmth and care that was missing at home. But nothing seemed to fill the empty space in his heart. He longed for his parents to love each other, to be the family he had once imagined, but it never happened. One day, in a moment of despair, the boy's father, overwhelmed by his own struggles and emotional burdens, decided to leave the family. He chose to walk away from his wife and son, hoping that distance would provide some sort of relief from the tension and conflict. The boy, heartbroken, watched as his father left without looking back. His mother, too, seemed resigned to the situation, having grown numb to the pain that had festered in their relationship for so long. The consequences. The boy was left to face the harsh reality of living without a father, with his mother emotionally distant and unable to give him the care he needed. He began to feel more isolated even though he was surrounded by people. The absence of love in his home made him doubt his own worth and caused him to question what family truly meant. He felt as though his parents' inability to love each other had robbed him of the life he had dreamed of. As he grew older, the boy tried to make sense of his experiences. He learned that the absence of love and care could have a lasting impact on a child. The emotional neglect he faced shaped his view of the world and influenced the way he interacted with others. The boy's journey was one of searching for love in the wrong places, and as he grew, he realized that love was not something to be taken for granted. It needed to be nurtured, protected, and freely given. The moral of the story. This story teaches that emotional neglect in a family can have lasting consequences on a child. When parents fail to love and care for each other, it creates an environment of sadness, resentment, and emotional pain that deeply affects the child. Love and affection between parents are not just important for their own relationship, but are crucial for the emotional well-being and development of their children. The story also highlights how children are deeply affected by the emotional climate of their home. Even if they do not fully understand the reasons for their parents' struggles, they feel the impact of the lack of love. The boy's emotional journey reflects how a lack of affection can lead to feelings of isolation, confusion, and a search for love in unhealthy places. In the end, the boy's story is a reminder that love, kindness, and emotional connection are essential for the well-being of every family member. It also teaches that families need to work together to maintain strong bonds, and without mutual love and respect, the consequences can be far-reaching.